If you have ever not wanted to do a single leg RDL because it hurts your back or you lose your balance or you there's so many things going on that you just don't really know what's going on and you don't know how to do it, let's chat about it. Hello, I'm Bridgette. I'm a trainer, kettlebell specialist, and actress here in New York City, bringing you all sorts of knowledge and motivation to help you train and help you learn how to train to live your longest life. AKA, I'm gonna help you live your most efficient, strongest, most powerful life through knowledge and how-tos and all sorts of things. Today, not only are we going to do a side-by-side, so we're going to put two different exercises, the same exercise, two different ways, side-by-side, but we're also going to talk you through the mistakes I normally see so that you can perform this exercise even better than you're already doing it. Also, stick around to the end because I'm going to give you a couple things to try, and it's going to be great. But first things first, a couple of the most common things I see in a single leg Romanian deadlift, or an SLRDL, are as follows. So, number one, not bending the knee or keeping a straight leg. Depending on your low back. Lots of times if you've got a straight leg, people tend to do that or they lower their shoulders too far. So don't depend on your low back. I'll teach you how. 3, losing your balance. Classic if you've got a really straight leg. And 4, simply going way too forking fast. Do not zoom through these. Please do not zoom through these. It's just not worth it. It's not the point. The single leg RDL still at its core is a deadlift, which means it is a hip dominant exercise. AKA, your focus is about sending your hips forward and backwards. And you always want to think about sending your hips forward first, using your hips and the muscles that surround and support your hip joint to generate force, right? So a lot of times people's main goal is to touch the floor. What happens then is that you just tilt over. Instead of thinking about going down, I want you to think about sending your hip back, bending that standing knee, and then keeping your shoulders above your hips and reaching the top of your head up on a 45-degree angle, not necessarily just reaching down towards the ground. The head thing, tilting the chin in and sending energy through the top of the head is also going to help keep a neutral spine, and that's chef's kiss. If you have a straight leg, there is nowhere for your hip to go because your shoulders are in the way. See? Yes. So bend the knee. This is going to cause you to basically, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to lift your upper body first, using your low back as a hinge. Do you see that pressure point? And then once you're lifted, only then are you able to actually send your hips forward. So keep that chest a little bit higher so that your hips still have that forward and backward space to go. The other thing is when I see somebody with a straight leg, sure, you might feel a beautiful stretch and you might look like a beautiful ballerina. Stunning. However, the problem is that you don't have anybody supporting you or spinning you around. And also ballerinas aren't trying to lift weights. They're just simply supporting their body weight and they have their own thing that they're doing. So to be the most efficient, let's bend the leg. It's a good tangent to go on actually because ballerinas aren't lifting anything. So when you're in a single leg RDL, these might not actually affect your low back if you're using a super light weight. You might be like, Bridge, I don't have any problems until I lift the really heavy stuff. And do I really want to be lifting that? Yeah, you do. But that's exactly it, right? So we can get away with a lot of stuff if it's really, really light. So let's try to practice this form and technique no matter what weight you're using, light or heavy, because I promise if you're doing it wrong with a light weight, you're going to get screwed up when you go to the heavy. Now, there is a time and place for a straight leg deadlift. It has been done before. However, more often than not, I find that people don't actually know what the difference is, and they could be doing a regular bent knee deadlift and getting more out of it versus having that straight leg and hurting themselves. So not saying that the straight leg is wrong, just saying that I prefer this way, especially if you're trying to build hamstring, glute, and hip power. Okay, moving on. Can we talk about how much stronger this looks? Hello? How much more supported this looks? Hello? How amazing this looks? Hello? So when you do it this way, when we bend the knee, send the hip back instead of stretching out the buttocks and hamstring muscles, you tighten them, you load it up, and this is going to help you create power output, but it's also going to build muscle and lift your butt, aka #shelf. What? Who said that? Okay, so what did we learn here? Here are the 3 takeaways. Number 1, videotape yourself. So just like these angles, set the camera up, videotape yourself, see what you're doing, compare it to this, and then also just feel it in your own body, right? Before I move on, if this is helpful, if you like this, drop a comment below, ask me questions, or subscribe to my channel. Super excited to be here, bring you guys all of this knowledge. Let's be friends. My goal is to help you make you smarter for longer and help you train to live your best life. Also, if you want to train with me, I have some one-on-one training spots open, or you can join my app, BELLWELL. It is an ongoing kettlebell-based program. Shameless plug. All right, let's get back into it. Number 2. Practice straightening your leg and then bending it, right? Find those different outlier positions. Bend the knee, shift the weight back into your heel and your hip, and then your shin should also be vertical. Find both versions, straight and bent, see which one lights your glutes up and your hamstrings more, right? So you're gonna feel it, two different things. Give them both a try. 3, keep your shoulders high-ish. Don't come to a tabletop position. Don't come all the way down. It's gonna kill your lower back and we just don't need to do it. And then bonus tip, the bell does not have to touch the floor. If you want it to touch the floor, bend your knee a little bit more. Do not drop your shoulders around your spine. That's all. That's all you have to do. Just bend your knee a little bit more. It's like the coolest tip in the whole world. Boom. Sick, dude. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. This is like barely scratching the surface on this exercise, so come back for more later. Start with this though, and then I will see you next time. Bada bing, bada boom. Peace out. 8, count down. Yeah.